Former Bosnian Serb commander Mladic, who was nicknamed the Butcher of Bosnia, was sentenced to life imprisonment. This after he was convicted of genocide and crimes against humanity for his involvement in the Bosnian War. Those who spent time besieged by Serb troops led by Mladic reacted with satisfaction after the verdict. After the resignation of Mugabe from the post of the President of Zimbabwe, the country's incoming leader addressed a huge crowd outside the ruling party headquarters. He proclaimed that Mugabe was now the former President of the Republic of Zimbabwe. He had earlier fled after being fired by Mugabe and will now be sworn in on Friday morning.
Former President Mugabe signed to say, "I now step down." He is now the former President of the Republic of Zimbabwe.
The Argentine Navy is yet to locate the submarine that went missing a week ago with 44 members on board. Oxygen for the crew would last for 10 days if the submarine was intact, but hope for the families of those on board appears to be waning. Search operations are now in a critical stage. The President of Turkey said on Wednesday that trilateral talks with the leaders of Russia and Iran held critical importance for bringing peace to Syria. Erdogan said that the leaders had agreed on helping to support a full-scale political process in Syria. The United Nations humanitarian chief in Yemen said that the closure of the country's main airport and 2 seaports led by a Saudi coalition threatened the cause of cholera and upped the risk of famine in the war-torn country. He reiterated that it was important to keep all channels open at a critical time like this. The Russian parliament approved a bill allowing the government to register international media outlets as foreign agents. The bill came in quick retaliation after the US demanded a Russian channel to be registered as a foreign agent in the country. South Korea's foreign minister met with her Chinese counterpart on Wednesday as the countries work to repair strained relations ahead of a visit by the South Korean president to Beijing next month. The talks came shortly after a Chinese envoy wrapped up a visit to North Korea. The Swedish foreign minister met with the Vietnamese prime minister in Hanoi for talks on strengthening cooperation between the two nations. Sweden was the first European country to recognize Vietnam in 1969, and trade between the two countries reached $1.2 billion in 2016. Rival Palestinian factions in Cairo agreed to hold the general Palestinian elections by the end of 2018. The factions also authorized the Palestinian president to set a date for the elections. The United Nations said that the reconciliation bid must not be allowed to fail, or another round of conflict with Israel could break out.